Hello, this is OverlordBou, and we're back with a ship review, and today we're reading a little bit different of a review. This review is going to be on the 3 CLL versions of the North Carolina, Roon and Kleber. So, essentially about these ships, they're reskins of the tax-free versions. Think of them as the Black Friday versions of the premium ships. Think of it that way. They're the exact same stats, exact same gameplay. You really didn't change anything. So just think of them like that. So today I won't be going over their gameplay or the stats of the CLR Kleber, CLR Roon, and the CLR North Cal. Instead, I'm just going to be showing off their unique ship themselves. So this is the Kleber CLR. It has a very nice goldish camo. Very nice. I do like the little detail to the front here of the bow. It's very nice. I like that little bulge out there. It almost like it's folded in, but it's like barely out there, barely out. Now for the tier 9 Roon, the Roon CLR, it's more of like a baby blue, maybe like a little bit darker of a baby blue color. I do like this color as well. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. So this is the Roon, the CLR Roon. Very nice, very nice. And also, if you don't like the camo, you can always do, this and, put it back to, you can have it like this. So if you don't like the camos on these premiums, you can always just do that and turn off the camo. Or you could put on, a different camo or whatever you want to do. Up to you. But anyway, for the tier 8 North Carolina CLR, it's more of a dark wine red. Very nice dark wine red here. Very nice, very nice. I actually saw this recently, how they added like this stuff here on the side. I do like that little detail they added. That was really nice. But yeah, I do like this color the best. If you guys could let me know what your favorite of the 3 CLRs looks are, like what the favorite color is. This is probably my most favorite color. I like the wine red. Galaxy blue and wine reds are pretty much my 2 favorite colors, so I have a weak spot for this darker like wine red. I have a weak spot for it. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about how you can obtain these ships. So for this iteration, the event will be going as follows. Starting on June 9th, a timer will begin that counts down to the beginning of the sales of the stuff. So first, you have 5 combat missions will be available that will result in up to 75 tokens. Now, completing these missions is the equivalent of earning an early discount on the ships. Now, these 5 combat missions, so you get the 5 combat missions rolling to 75. Now, completing these missions is the equivalent of earning an early discount on the ships. Now, starting on June 16th, the CLR ships will be available in the armory for the following colorful token amounts. Now, the Kleber will be available for 690 colorful tokens is what they're called. The Roon is 380, and the North Cal is 250 colorful tokens. Now, all 3 ships will come with a 10-point commander, and the tokens come from colorful containers that cost 1,000 doubloons each. Now, 3 of these containers are discounted at 500 doubloons. 2 can be purchased for 125,000 free XP each, and 2 for 20,000 coal each. Now, the containers will always drop tokens along with variety of other economic bonuses and signals. You have so for instance, for each container, you have a 75% chance of getting 10 tokens, a 24.5% chance to get 20, and a 0.5% chance of getting 200 tokens for each of the containers. Now, with the average a player would need to spend, assuming they earn all 75 from the free missions, get the free XP/coal containers, and the discounted ones as well, and they never get a 200 token container. So pretty much if you do all the gambling and stuff, you don't get a single 200 token container, sorry, you don't get 200 tokens. You would need to spend 44,000 doubloons for the Kleber, 20,000 doubloons for the Roon, and 12,000 doubloons for the North Carolina. Now, for the North Carolina, 12,000 doubloons is roughly under the price of the tier 10s for doubloon. Sorry, for the tier 8s for the doubloons. These are 12,800, so it's right underneath that price for the battleships for tier 8. For the tier 9, the Roon is at 20,000, so it's 700 doubloons above the price of the premiums here. And then for the ARP Yamato, if you guys remember the ARP Yamato event, which happened like maybe 2 years ago, I think. It was a long time ago. It was about 2 years ago. This ship cost roughly 38,000 doubloons. And we did the joke that the ship is made out of doubloons. The ship was cost 38,000 doubloons to get. And one of the main reasons why the ARP Yamato was kind of worth it back then, because of the fact that back then the grind for legendary modules were a lot harder than they were now. And you could get the legendary mod when you bought the ship, which kind of made the ARP Yamato like, hey, you can cut down like a month or so of grinding for the module with just buying this. So it's definitely and this cost 38,000, right? But the Kleber, the CLR Kleber costs roughly 44,000 doubloons if you do not get the 200 tokens. If you do get the 200 tokens, the drive drops like 6,000-7,000, maybe. Like it would drop a lot more. The price would drop drastically if you get a 200 token, but it's a 0.5% chance of getting the 200 token. So very, 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 very unlikely that you will get that. Like very, very unlikely that you'll get 200 tokens from one of the containers. And the thing is, this ship does not come with a legendary module. This module that you see here is from the regular Kleber, which is here. So it does not come with the legendary module, which I think that if you're buying a premium of a tech tree that has a legendary mod, that it should come with the legendary. It should come with the legendary mod. I think it should. Now, the sales will be running for 2 weeks, and the ships will not likely be available until next year at the earliest around the same time. For me, I don't see a point in getting these. Like, again, right? It's a premium ship, which means that with a premium ship, you get a bonus earning, off the, it doesn't really, you get a bonus of credits, credit earning, free XP, and commander XP, right? It's a premium. You can switch to the ship for free, so that you can switch the commander from like any other ship and move it over here to be a crew trainer, and that's what you can do. That's great. But these are tech tree ships just made premium. It's not like the Black Friday event where these ships were, you know, sold, but you know, the black version of them, and they were cheaper. During one of the reasons why people like the Black Friday versions is because of the fact that the ships are cheaper. They're cheaper than their counterpart were when they were up. So normally, like, I don't remember the exact prices, so I don't want to say that, but I know that for a fact that the Black Friday version ships were cheaper than the counterparts of the premium back where they were in the shop. For that, because it's literally a lot of people still save to buy certain ships during the Black Friday event. Like every year, people like, hey, wait to buy the Black Friday ships, wait to buy the New Year, but wait to buy your premium during this time, or wait to buy premium during Christmas. Black Friday is one of the known sales times. Like, hey, you wait to buy premiums until this time because of the discounts you get. So the fact that these are just tech tree ships being made premium, and like, yes, the Roon, if you don't get any 200, it is 700 doubloons more expensive. The North Carolina is technically the only one that's under it. It's under it by about 800 doubloons, so it costs 800 doubloons less than the average premium battleship. So it's 800 doubloons less than a premium battleship. So it's 800 doubloons less. But for the Kleber, if you don't get 200 tokens at all, it is 6,000 doubloons more expensive than the ARP Yamato is. So now this ship is now the definition of made out of doubloons. This ship is now made out of doubloons. This is nothing but gold, money, everything. If you see somebody running on this ship, you know that they are, you know, multi-millionaire at this point. They're gods at this point in the game. Millionaires. I'm mostly just joking, but you guys can get my drift. But pretty much, I don't like how expensive they are because they're tech tree. Now, if the CLRs were their own separate entity ships and they were like not the tech tree, it would make a lot more sense, right? On why like they could be expensive. Like if the Kleber came with a legendary mod and maybe a higher level commander, it'd be great. But you're only getting 10-point commanders for these, for all three ships. If you do get them, you only get a 10-point commander. They do look cool, right? They do look cool. But the thing is that you're under the whims of RNG from containers. You can't just buy them outright. You have to get tokens to get them. Right? So the thing is that most likely people are going to get 200 tokens, right? And they will. Which means that the prices of these are going to be significantly less. Right? So, but it's a 0.5% chance. You can't just assume you're going to get that 200 token from the containers. You can't just assume that. If you do get it, then yeah, you can get the North Carolina for really cheap, because the North Carolina is only 250 of these tokens, which means that if you get 200, right? So if you get 200 right from one container, and you already have the 75 tokens from the 5 combat missions, you can get potentially the North Carolina for 1,000 doubloons, which would be fantastic, right? So instead of having to pay, 12,000, you could potentially get it for 1,000. But the thing is it's a gamble. So you have to gamble to see, are you going to get lucky with that 200 token container or not? And it's a 0.5% chance. You have a 75% chance to get 10. You have a 24.5% chance to get 20. And you have a 0.5% chance to get 200. So if you want to gamble for it and potentially get these premiums for cheap, you can. You're more than welcome to. But me personally, I don't like gambling. I like staying away from that stuff. So for me personally, I don't want to endorse it. But if people want to gamble, they can do whatever they want with their money. That's perfectly fine. You guys, I'm just stating my opinion on it, that I'm not a super big fan of the gambling stuff in this game. Gambling overall, I'm not a super big fan of it. It can be fun, but it can definitely be super addicting, which is very dangerous for some people. So normally I stay away from gambling because I know my tendencies. So normally I just stay away from it. But overall, if you want to go for it, you're more than welcome to. I think the ships do look pretty cool. Off of gameplay wise, the Roon is definitely rough for beginners, is okay for mid-levels, because a main issue of like Roon is the fact that there's 2 guns on the back and 1 in the front, so it has a really hard time getting that gun angle for the front. So you have to learn how to properly know when to shoot off the front gun and the back. Like whenever you're angling, you have to be careful of that. And for the North Cal, it's the first like good, like one of the really good battleships for the American line, but it does have a trolley dispersion at times. Oh, there's the monkey. It does have a trolley dispersion at times, which can really throw people off. So for me, it's like, I think the North Cal would but for me, like, I think it's just better for people to just get the tech tree line. If you're interested in these ships, I would say just go in the tech tree line, just go down the line, you know, just do that. Because you can always just go there, go to the ship, and then if you want, you can just buy the economic bonus for it if you want. You can just pay for the permanent bonus there. Now, of course, with the premium ship, you're able to, with all premium ships, you can transfer your commanders over to them for free. So you can train your commanders faster on the premium ships. So if you want a crew trainer for the Americans, it's a North Cal. Well, there you go, you got it. If you want for the Roon for your cruisers, well, there you go, you got it. If you want for the Kleber and for the French DDs, well, you got it too. So it's more of like a personal preference than if you want to actually get them or not. So yeah, but again, if you guys want to, you can. If not, I'm just stating whatever about them. But yeah, to me personally, I like the North Cal the most. The color is really, really nice. I do like the North Carolina color the most. I like the really good wine red. If you guys want to let me know in the comments which ones you guys like the most, definitely let me know. I definitely want to hear your guys' opinion on which one you like the most. For the color scheme and like how the hull is done, everything like that. I want to know your guys' like details on that, because the art department does really do really good job on these. And I think they did a really good job on the art. But again, these are just reskinned tech tree line ships that you can get for free in the game. You don't need to spend money to get these. You can just get the tech tree version. So if you guys are interested in these ships, I'd say just get the tech tree line version. If you get lucky enough to get the 200 token one right off the bat, then I'd say definitely just get the North Cal. You don't have to really spend any money for it, because there are a lot of missions. There are missions to get tokens already. So on June 9th, they'll start getting combat missions where you get the tokens, and there's discounted ones where 3 are discounted at 500. You can get 2 can be purchased for 125,000 free XP each, and 2 for 20,000 coal each. So you can get you do have a chance to get the 200 token one, but it's a very rare chance, so don't get your hopes up on it. Just kind of assume you're not going to get it. But anyway, if you guys have any questions or concerns, also, if you guys haven't already, but to be able to start buying them is on June 16th. I don't remember if I said that or not, but yeah, I don't remember if I said that or not. And again, the Kleber is going to be the one for 690 colorful tokens. The Roon is 380, and the North Cal is 250. I don't remember if I said that. I'm just going over that again so you guys can make sure you heard it. But yep, that is going to be it. If you guys have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments down below. This is OverlordBou, and I will talk to you all later. Blah!